the people that really made me, there was like two main people really that really influenced me and really made me want to play rock and roll guitar was Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix.
What if the greatest guitar riff in rock history almost never happened because a teenage kid from Oklahoma turned down Eric Clapton? Most people would have called it reckless, but Neal Schon called it destiny. And that one decision ignited a fire that lit up the entire rock world. From a teenage prodigy ripping leads alongside Carlos Santana, to forging the rock band journey from the ashes of fusion dreams, Schon revolutionized arena rock with anthems like Don't Stop Believin' and Wheel in the Sky, sold over 100 million records worldwide, secured a place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and created a luxury empire that can shock anyone. But beneath the triumph, darkness loomed, brutal band betrayals, crushing personal losses, battles with health scares, and the demons of the road. But through discipline, unshakable faith, and redemptive resilience, he transformed pain into power, emerging stronger, a phoenix reborn. Get ready to witness the epic saga of rock's eternal king, a testament that true warriors never fade, they evolve and conquer. Neal Joseph Schon was born on February 27, 1954, right there on Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma. His father, Matthew Schon, was a big band musician, arranger, and composer. His mother, Barbara Schon, lit up stages as a big band singer. Little Neal grew up surrounded by reed instruments, sheet music, and the sound of dreams. When the family finally settled in the San Francisco Bay Area, Neal enrolled at Aragon High School in San Mateo, California, but he dropped out to pursue his musical dreams. But here's where the ordinary story ends and the legend begins. In 1971, at the age of 17, he caught the attention of Carlos Santana during a jam session. Santana invited him to join the band on the spot, and Neal accepted, becoming a key guitarist for albums like Santana 3 in 1971 and the groundbreaking Caravanserai in 1972. Blending rock, jazz, and Latin influences that shaped his signature style. He also turned down Eric Clapton's offer to join Derek and the Dominoes, and he chose Santana instead, a pivotal decision that shaped rock history. During this time, he also played with the fusion band Azteca, releasing Azteca in 1972, and Pyramid of the Moon in 1973. But Neal's ambitions soared higher in 1973, and he left Santana along with keyboardist Greg Rowley. Then they co-founded the Golden Gate Rhythm section with manager Herbie Herbert. This eventually evolved into Journey, the band that would catapult him to superstardom. Their early years focused on progressive, jazz fusion sounds, with debut albums like Journey in 1975, Look into the Future in 1976, and Next in 1977, earning respect from musicians, but not yet massive commercial success. But the turning point came in late 1977, when Steve Perry joined as lead vocalist, bringing instant chemistry. The 1978 album Infinity exploded, with hits like Wheel in the Sky and Lights, co-written by Neal. Then came the massive explosion, with 1981's album Escape, featuring Neal's iconic opening riff on Don't Stop Believin', plus Open Arms, Who's Crying Now, and more. Escape topped the charts, went multi-platinum, and turned Journey into arena rock superstars. The 1980s golden era continued with albums like Evolution in 1979, Departure in 1980, Frontiers in 1983, and Raised on Radio in 1986, full of anthems that became cultural touchstones, played at weddings, sports events, movies, and TV shows. Journey's resurgence continued with later releases like Trial by Fire in 1996, Arrival in 2001, Generations in 2005, Revelation in 2008, Eclipse in 2011, and most recently, Freedom in 2022. During Journey's hiatus from 1987 to 1995, Neal didn't slow down. He formed Bad English, and delivered hits from albums like Bad English in 1989, and Backlash in 1991. He also joined Hardline, contributing to Double Eclipse in 1992 and more. He even collaborated on projects like Saws with Sammy Hagar, on Through the Fire in 1984, Jan Hammer on Untold Passion in 1981, and Here to Stay in 1982, Paul Rodgers on tributes like Muddy Water Blues in 1993, and even a reunion with Santana, for Santana 4 in 2016. Beyond Journey, his solo ventures include Late Night in 1989, Beyond the Thunder in 1995, Up to Universe in 2020, and The Live Journey Through Time in 2023. As the last remaining original member, Neal has carried Journey's torch for decades. Highlights include the band's 2017 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, his 2013 Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame honor, a 2005 Hollywood Walk of Fame star with Journey, and a 2011 Billboard Legend of Live Award. Iconic moments keep coming, like his electric guitar performance of The Star-Spangled Banner at the 2022 NBA Finals opener. After more than 50 years of riffs, lineup changes, triumphs, and heartbreaks, Neal Schon built a legacy that continues inspiring new generations of musicians to chase their impossible dreams. Today, Neal Schon's net worth is estimated at around $40 million, built over 5 decades through smart career moves, relentless touring, and ongoing hustle. The biggest chunks of his wealth come from Journey's massive catalog. The band has sold over 100 million records worldwide, including blockbuster albums like Escape, Infinity, and Frontiers. Hits like Don't Stop Believin', Open Arms, Faithfully, and Any Way You Want It continue earning big through streaming, radio, movies, TV shows, commercials, and sync licenses. Neal co-wrote or played on most of these classics, so songwriter and performance royalties keep flowing year after year. Then touring is another big source of money. Journey's live shows have always drawn big crowds and made good profits, from the 1980s stadium tours to today's arena runs. The band's current tour is still going strong, bringing in cash from tickets, VIP perks, and merchandise. Plus Neal's side projects like his 9 solo albums, collaborations with other artists, instrumental work, and signature Gibson Neal Schon Les Paul guitars that collectors love. Smart investments, like real estate, and possibly vineyard interests in Napa, have helped compound his wealth quietly over time. But behind every soaring riff and sold-out arena, there's been a personal journey too, one of love, heartbreak, growth, and ultimately, lasting partnership. Neal has been married 5 times, and each chapter has brought its own story. His first marriage was to Tenna Austin in 1976, and they divorced in 1986. Then he married Beth Buckley in 1987, and together they welcomed 2 children, a son, Miles Schon, and a daughter, Elizabeth Schon, but they divorced in 1992. He then married Dina Gioeli in 1993, and they divorced in 1999. Next, he married Amber Kozan in 2001, and together they had 2 more children, a daughter, Aya Schon, and a daughter, Sophia Schon. But the couple divorced in 2008. Through divorces, and the spotlight's glare, Neal has always emphasized co-parenting, and protecting his kids' privacy. Then everything shifted in a beautiful way in 2011, when Neal reconnected with model Michaela Salahi, a television personality, and philanthropist he'd known earlier. Their romance drew headlines, but grew into something solid. He proposed Michaela on stage, during a charity concert in Baltimore in October 2012, with an impressive 11-carat diamond ring. They married on December 15, 2013, in a spectacular ceremony at San Francisco's Palace of the Fine Arts. Today, Neal remains deeply close to his wife Michaela and his children. Just recently, they celebrated 12 years of marriage with heartfelt posts, and fans also congratulated them in the comments and shared their love. And Neal is one of the most passionate guitar collectors in the entire music world. At its peak, his private collection swelled to over 800 instruments, museum-quality pieces, that could fill a small warehouse. We're talking vintage Les Pauls, Strats, rare archtops, and custom builds worth tens of thousands each. In 2021, he famously auctioned off 112 of them, through heritage auctions, including the actual 1977 Les Paul he used to write and record Don't Stop Believin'. But even after that massive clear-out, his collection remains enormous. During the pandemic, while most of us stuck at home, Neal went on a buying spree, and added another 150 guitars to the vault. No flashy scandals, or over-the-top tabloid drama, just a man who surrounds himself with beautiful instruments, because Neal Schon is living proof that when you stay true to your passion, the luxury you earn feels like home. His primary residence sits in the serene hills of San Anselmo, Marin County, California. Just a short drive from the Bay Area roots, where Journey was born. He purchased this stunning estate back in June 2008, for $2.6 million. Today, it's valued at approximately $4.5 million, a smart investment that's grown right alongside his legendary career. The house itself, built in 1989, offers over 4,000 square feet of living space, with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Over the years, Neal has owned other homes, including earlier ones in nearby San Rafael, and a retreat near Lake Minnetonka in Minnesota. But the San Anselmo estate has remained his steady California anchor. In recent years, Neal and Michaela own a stunning second home in Nashville, Tennessee, purchased around 2023. It's a perfect Music City retreat that lets them soak in southern charm whenever the road or creative mood calls. This isn't some flashy showpiece mansion. They're the quiet places where a rock legend can finally breathe and dream up the next riff. If guitars are Neal Schon's soul, then cars and bikes are his true escape. At the top of Neal Schon's collection is always a Ferrari. Back in Journey's peak era during the 80s, he owned a stunning 1986 Ferrari Testarossa, that iconic wedge-shaped supercar, with its side strakes, pop-up headlights, and unmistakable mid-engine roar. Fast forward to today, and his passion for the best of Maranello remains undiminished. In late 2023 or early 2024, Neal acquired a brand new Ferrari SF90 Stradale, a plug-in hybrid hypercar that delivers over 1,000 horsepower from its powerful twin-turbo V8 and electric motor. But Neal doesn't just have cars, he also loves motorcycles that offer complete freedom on the open road. He's owned standout customs from legendary builder Arlen Ness, including a 2009 Harley-Davidson Dynascream Eagle collaboration, perfect for blasting up the California coast, or clearing his head after long tours and recording sessions. No massive public collection like some rockers, but what he does own is curated, meaningful, and pure joy. Neal Schon turns 72 years old this February, beautifully balancing his life between family and rock star spirit. But the truth is that not everything is easy every time. The past year brought fresh headlines, lawsuits with Live Nation over tour dealings, ongoing tensions with keyboardist Jonathan Cain, leading to his announced exit after this run, and that Raw New Year's tribute, where Neal honored everyone, from Perry to the present crew. Fans lit up social media, some heartbroken over the drama, others rallying behind Neal as the band's unbreakable founder. It's a reminder that being a rock star isn't easy, yet he's rising above it, and bringing that fire back to music. The Final Frontier Farewell Tour kicked off just days ago, on February 28 in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and it's already electric. 60-plus dates across North America, with whispers of extending into 2027, for over 120 shows total. Neal's leading the charge with the current lineup, no Steve Perry reunion, despite the rumors he shut down himself back in February. But fans are showing up in droves, singing along like it's 1981 all over again. The surprise twist is Neal's teasing of big surprises for the tour. Deeper album cuts you haven't heard live in decades, fresh energy that shakes up the setlists. And looking ahead, post-Journey, he has no clear intention of retiring. Maybe solo projects, maybe a new band, or collaborations, that tap into his Santana roots, and endless creativity. From the kid who dropped out to chase a riff, to the icon waving goodbye from one final stage, Neal Schon shows us that the greatest journeys don't end, they just open new roads. So what's the one Journey song that's carried you through your toughest night, your biggest win, or that cross-country drive where everything changed? Drop it in the comments right now, and tell us why it's your anthem. The story that sticks with me the most gets a shout-out in our next video. If this journey fired you up, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next riff.